Welcome back. Thank you for staying with the broadcast. The drive to sensitize and consult the public about a legalized cannabis regime in St. Lucia has been met with poor attendance. The chairman of the cannabis movement, Andre DeCarey, says though the numbers were frail, each and every person who attended pushed for full legalization. Solange Alfred reports.
The forward movement of the Cannabis Commission has taken a slight detour following the low attendance of the consultation held throughout the island. The Commission held the consultation in a bid to understand the public's views on the decriminalization and legalization of cannabis. Chairman of the Cannabis Movement, Andre DeCarey, says he does not quite understand what is lacking in the marketing effort for the consultation. However, he remains optimistic that individuals are in full support of a legalized regime.
Yet people didn't come out. The good thing though is, for us, the advocates, is that every single person in every one of the consultations was for cannabis law reform in one way or another. So everybody is for cannabis law reform. As to the specifics, the regulations and rules and the legislation itself, that still needs to come. Another thing that another takeaway was that the people weren't informed exactly what the government is going to do when they mentioned they're going to do cannabis law reform. So they were still asking, what does that mean? What does legalization mean? So we at the Cannabis Movement actually suggested that we do a national educational program, not a consultation.
Meanwhile, the early 2020 legalization, originally eyed by DeCarey, is not off the table. He says immediately there is still much that can be done by policymakers to right the many years of injustices that continue to plague the Rastafarian community.
What could be done right now is what has been done in the rest of the countries. You decriminalize now. And what does decriminalizing mean? Decriminalizing means, one, you put a moratorium on incarceration, so nobody goes to jail for herb anymore. Two, you put a moratorium on eradication, so you're not destroying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of agricultural produce. Three, you allow people who are in Borderlay, who are languishing there for only ganja crimes, an amnesty, let them out. Four, you have to let the police know exactly how much herb somebody could carry around on their person. You cannot leave that up to the discretion of the police.
DeCarey also adds an apology must be granted to the Rastafarian community. He says the objective remains to protect the vulnerable while creating a lucrative industry in St. Lucia. Furthermore, the final reports detailing the implications of a legalized regime across several sectors and industries from the Cannabis Commission are set to be delivered to Cabinet at the end of the year. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
The Hot 7 team, while at the National Day inaugural horse race, spoke to a number of people at the event to pick their brains about how they felt about being a part of the historic moment. Here is what they had to say.
Well, I'll tell you something. I feel so elated, and I'm telling you, I've been watching racetrack, I've been watching it in London, I've never been at it. And for me to be at a racetrack in St. Lucia and to be seeing everything you've seen on a racetrack overseas on the TV, that is brilliant. And as a matter of fact, I have won all 3 races that's just gone there, and I'm prepared to win the last one. And I'm saying something, since they have had the racetrack, I think the next thing we need to have is a dog track, and I'm backing it 100%. And St. Lucians, enjoy yourself on our local soil. We say our first St. Lucian in Barbados win the first race, and that was historic in our country.
It is amazing. It is lovely. Totally not what I expected. I'm blown away, to be totally honest. I was like, boy, why is there your Kumayela? Like, honestly, but it's a good vibe. It's a good initiative. I'm feeling the carpet grass thingy. I'm feeling like the whole aesthetics, the design, like everything is just on point, honestly.
And how do you feel about being part of history today?
I feel ecstatic. I feel amazing. I feel very much alive, proud, and well, you know.
Lucians turned up in numbers, more numbers than what was expected actually.
Exactly,
So what do you think? What do you think this tells you?
This tells us that we're ready for change in the right direction. Though we're ready, we're willing to embrace new things. It's the ushering up a new era, you know. So I'm totally for change. I'm totally for development, and I think majority of St. Lucians are as well. You know, so yeah.
Excellent.
Well, it's what I call a novelty event. I just wanted to be part of the first time we're having such a big event. For me, I'm not a horse racing fan, but I just wanted to see and experience it. And that's all it's about for me. And from what I can see now, it looks very well organized as of now.
So while you're watching, there's a possibility that you might bet.
No, I'm not a betting fan. I will not bet. No, not at all. I don't at all.
But this initiative, Landfries, I'm speaking to you as a manager and especially in events. What you think of it from what you have seen so far?
Okay. The organization looks good. I mean, you come here and you see the place look well organized. I mean, the food section. I mean, they look good. It looks pretty good for the first time around. I know they might have a couple itches, but as of now, it looks good. And to me, anything like that we can bring to engage our people and get them something to do on a holiday. I mean, it's a new sport, a new industry. I think we should give it a chance and let it grow. I have no issues with it.
It is something new. We have a lot of areas and a lot of excitement as well. So, of course, we are trying to do our best. We are getting used to the terms because there are various terms that's new to us. But it's a very good opportunity and we really enjoy it and we look forward to it again.
So far it has been going on fine. We have had no major issues, maybe just some few persons, a little confusion with the gates they're supposed to have come through with those going to the various VIPs, etc. But apart from that, everything has been going on well, fine. The traffic is a little bit hectic on the outside, but it is well managed by Inspector Shalmine. So all in all, for the first race that has gone through, it is pretty much exciting for those persons out here, and I can say it is pretty much okay so far.
Of course I will. Of course I will.
When you're late, the first race just passed. Tell us what happened with you after you came in.
Pardon me?
Tell us what happened with you after the first race.
Well, I'm just looking forward to making some money, that's all. So I'm just betting now.
Nous venons regarder course cheval, comme nous avons l'habitude d'aller carré Martinique. Nous tournons à la radio, nous disons nous venons faire un petit rond.
Nous c'est Jean Martinique, la famille Bonpas. Donc nous venons regarder course cheval, bon matin, à bon bateau. Donc voilà.
Dis-nous qui m'a vers Martinique, qui m'a
Eh ben, moi, quand c'est que là, quand même, plus bien organisé.
Bon job.
Ah ouais, moun bien habillé, bel chapeau, bel bagaille.
Donc, vous êtes étonné pour voir quel style de cette liste organisé pour cheval là?
Oui, moi, étonné, moi, quand que c'est un bel bagaille, hein, effectivement.
Classe, grandiose, classe, super, au top.
Est-ce que vous avez retourné cette ici pour cheval là encore pour la première fois? Est-ce que vous avez encore retourner?
Oui, pourquoi pas? Oui, nous pouvons virer peut-être.
Ça dépend de manière nous avons travaillé et puis pas de problème, nous avons venir. Hein.
Voilà.
I've been around already. I've seen a few races already, but for now, I mean, I'm going to walk around and look around and see what is happening. It looks like a nice atmosphere. It reminds me of D-Day. How many years ago? Viewfort have action. Let's put it that way.
And Madam Goldran, what about you?
Well, just got here, so we're walking around to see what's available and to see a few races. That's basically it.
Will you be betting?
I want to.
Oh, I've been here a little while now. I think it's a great atmosphere. I'm happy that the weather held on. You know, I think there's a lot of excitement. I brought my family there. They betted on a couple horses. I think, you know, they got caught up in the thrill of horse racing, which we were, you know, traditionally were not really exposed to. But I'm happy that I'm here, and I'm happy that at least, you know, for the first time, it seemed to be reasonably okay. I'm very satisfied so far.
That is the best thing that can ever happen to the South. And all hypocrites must stay away, because that is our future. What we see in there is what the world is asking for. So if you're against it, you have no future in the history of Viewfort.
Today we see the crowd. We see people from all walks of life in here today, old, young, and tell me what your thoughts are again.
At least we can see, but the whole world is watching.
This thing has been televised all over the world. People is betting all over the world. Miss it, blame yourself. Big man, I'm impressed with everything I've seen. And that's just part one of Theo Atkins' plan for the development of the South. Phase 2 is a hotel.
Well, we came because this is the first time ever there's racing in St. Lucia, so we wanted to see what this was like.
I can't better that, so I'll stick with what she said.
You wanted to make some money.
Yeah, I wanted to make some money.
What about you?
Yeah, no, I came just to see the races. It's my first time in the Caribbean, so just to see the horses.
And so far, how you have been enjoying yourself? I mean, the whole setup of the place, the entertainment, and
it's amazing. It's like being at a festival. It's really wonderful. Everyone's so nice, so friendly. Everyone's so happy. It's a great day.
Yeah, it is a really nice day. It's nice to see all these local people coming out.
Participating credit unions throughout St. Lucia are taking their service to the next level with the introduction of credit union ATM cards. The initiative, organized by the Credit Union League, is set to revolutionize the way members access funds from their respective credit unions. Shaka Wooding tells us more.
Finding new ways to remain relevant to their members, the St. Lucia Cooperative Credit Union League Limited on Monday 16th December unveiled their Unicard. Citing the challenging and competitive industry of financing, the Unified Credit Union League has turned to technology to evolve with their ever-changing financial space. Secretary of the St. Lucia Cooperative Credit Union League Limited, McOville Combi, details the journey undergone to make the Unicard and ATM network a possibility.
As our membership has grown, we are increasingly having younger members who are seeking to use the technology to access the services of their credit unions. Individually, it would have been very difficult for credit unions to on their own go and get the service. So it made common sense as cooperatives, as credit unions, for us to join together in seeking to get that service going. And so, as I said, from 2016, we have sought to do that. We found a partner in Capital Financial, which was willing to come on board with us, and so together we worked, and this is where we are. We have had a lot of challenges because, as I said, it's from 2016, changes in the systems on which we had to use, the service providers we had to cooperate with, but a long journey always has an end, and so it is here today with the culmination of the launching of that service.
Meanwhile, President and CEO of Capital Financial Services, Paul Maxwell, says it is projected that the rollout of these services in St. Lucia will greatly reflect the success experienced in a similar project by the Public Workers Credit Union in Barbados. He says the commission of ATMs will create a new era of competitiveness between credit unions and traditional banks.
Because credit unions are naturally there to help people. So I'm not helping you if your money, you can't access your money. So in Barbados it's shown that if people have access to their money, what happens is they actually give more money to you to hold. So I believe that what we will see in St. Lucia is that the credit unions in St. Lucia will now gain tremendous support from the members, and their value will increase significantly.
The ATM service will be rolled out in a phased approach, with 4 credit unions participating in the first phase, namely the Labrie Cooperative Credit Union, St. Lucia Teachers Credit Union Cooperative, Monrepo Eastern Cooperative, and Choiseul Cooperative Credit Union Limited. Combi says by the end of January 2020, the initial group will be joined by 4 other credit unions, namely Dennery Community Cooperative Society, Fosse Jacques Cooperative Credit Union, St. Lucia Hospitality Industry Workers Credit Society Limited, and Saltibus Cooperative Credit Union. For 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Mayor Peterson Francis is confident the Ministry of Economic Development is capable and ready to accept the handing over of the provisions market. The rehabilitation effort forms part of the 2030 Vision Plan for Castries. Mayor Francis says there is still much groundwork to cover to enhance vending for both vendors and patrons, but he says the CCC is up to the task.
The Castries Constituency Council has moved one step further to realizing its 2030 vision for the city with the completion of a major component of the Castries Market Redevelopment Project. The newly built structure is equipped to withstand up to Category 5 hurricane wind speeds and includes a sheltered area which was designed to enable a free flow of foot traffic through the area. Following its completion, the first component was handed over to the Ministry of Economic Development in a ceremony presided over by Castries Mayor Peterson Francis. Francis says now that the first stage is completed, he has no doubt that it is secure with the Ministry of Economic Development.
Yes, it is in good hands because they're the ones who want to identify the source of funds, and so it is in good hands. So we are very happy, and as you said, we got everything. It was done on time. You realize from rain to materials, we had to wait for material, but again, I'm very happy with the quality of work that have been done.
Francis says this project aims to provide proper accommodation and facilities. Upon completion, the new facility will be outfitted with 100 stalls, 75 medium and 25 large, which will comfortably accommodate provision vendors. Francis says he understands the excitement of vendors to settle into the new facility. However, there are still several small matters to address before they are integrated.
We are also going to upgrade the washrooms, and also we need what we call a netting for the pigeons. So we need that. So these are basically why we have not brought back the people.
Francis says vendors can expect a warm welcome to the modern facility by the end of January 2020. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Awudu.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more after the break.